All right, we are live, but we are waiting for some people to get into the Zoom. So I'm going to share the screen and play a little bit of some entertaining music from Liberia.
The Bronya Malava. So the Bronya Malava. It's a papa kama soka. All the sun wala wala. Somebody says the Bronya Malava. It's a papa kama soka. All the sun wala wala. Somebody says the Bronya Malava. It's a papa kama soka. All the sun wala wala. Somebody
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to go live. There's a couple people that are going to be getting on here in a minute, so we will be going live here pretty soon. There's some things that I would like to kind of show you as far as web talk and stuff before we get going. I know let's sit back a little bit farther. Okay. I know it's a little bit loud out here, but I will change that so that so that we can actually hear what's going on. I'm going to be outside today because it's going to be quieter out here than it is inside with the kids. So, Patsu, what I'm going to do is, can you see the waiting room?
The waiting room?
Yeah. Probably not, right? So here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make you a co-host. And what I want you to do is go ahead and just start adding the people that you've given your link to. Everybody else that is listening, we won't be adding people into this Zoom. Go ahead and watch on Web Talk and ask your questions. And then later on at the end of this presentation, we will look at the questions and stuff and maybe bring some people into the Zoom. But for right now, if you are not part of the Liberia Heals presentation, go ahead and just watch on Web Talk. Okay. So Patu, can you see the list right now?
The list of the people who are on?
Yeah, that are in the waiting room.
I see. I don't know how to get to access. I see Mr. Charles Mariga. To Andy, you have two of you, and Teacher Tim.
Yeah, I'm talking in the waiting room. Like if you were to click down on if you click on the bottom on participants. It should pull up.
Okay. I see.
Okay, so is Haidon Chisenga? Is that someone you know?
I'm not sure about that. Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you're not sure, that's fine. It's probably somebody that's just trying to get into the Zoom and watch the Zoom. So we will let's see.
Steve is on.
Luxon.
Okay. Who was that?
Someone Luxon.
Luxon Sinjala, no.
Okay. So let me. Yeah, I messaged this real quickly.
I'll check. Let me get back on.
And then I guess what we'll do is we'll just wait for.
Okay. Waiting for about one more person.
There is someone with a number, Patsu. If people tell your people that when they're coming in to make sure they put a name.
Okay. That's a Philly number. Okay, I'll definitely let them know. I'm gonna go offline real quick. Not offline, but go and text and make sure we have the people who are on. I think Big Steve is online right now. I think that might be his number.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, find that out and then we'll let him in.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so Steven. How did Steven get in here?
Yeah, that's Big Steve.
Oh, Steven.
But I think he has to call as well to be for the audio. Mm-hmm.
Okay, great.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay.
Okay, guys, we're just waiting a little bit. Tim, you can hear the traffic behind me, right? Can you hear the traffic?
I don't think the traffic is that bad.
No? Okay, good.
Okay. Here he is.
Good afternoon. Can you hear
Hello.
me? This is
Yes.
Steve.
Hey, Steven, how you doing?
Yes. How you doing?
Very good, very good. I don't know if you saw, but we were playing some of your music just a minute ago.
Oh yeah. Okay. We started the meeting already, or we are waiting?
No, we are just getting started. I was just kind of waiting for some of the people to come in from Patsu, and then we will get started.
Okay.
Yeah, Big
Okay,
Steve,
but
I'm stepping in with Tanya real quick so she can get on.
Okay.
All right. I'm on, but I'm not on the video. How to get on the video? The Zoom. I should go back to Zoom, or I just stay on like this.
You
To
should
put
be
you
able
on,
to just on the bottom. You should be able to click on the little video.
I will see if I can do it for you. You
Yeah,
ready?
my video is there, but it's not. It's kind of not on. Okay. Yeah, you can do it if you can do it. But let's go ahead.
Ask to start video. Are you using your computer or are you using
No, the phone. The phone.
Okay. Not sure why. You look on the bottom. If you look on the bottom, it says start video or start. You press that thing, the one that looks like a.
It's a video call.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, here it's kind of not on.
Do you see the thing on the bottom where it says mute, stop video share, participant? It says, do you see that thing on the bottom?
No, auntie on our page. Let me see. No. Meeting ID participant. No. Start video. Okay. Yeah. Start my video.
Okay.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay.
Patsu, how many people are you?
It's just one other person, main person. Jaws there's some technical difficulty going on in Liberia right now with that. So we're just gonna have Mrs. Tanya Yaday. Let me just get on. Let me try to call her real quick and get her. She's all right. I will. So Big Steve, y'all can just talk a little bit about music real quick, but give me 2 minutes. Let me call her real quick.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Stephen, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of do like a introduction real quickly and kind of show people that are watching what we kind of were wanting to do today as he gets that. So here we go. Let's see here. So I'm going to mute you for just a second and kind of show some things, and then we'll get going. Okay, hold on 1 second. Okay. Okay, guys, I am going to show you what's going on right now so that everybody kind of understands what's happening. This really isn't kind of like a class. This is more of we are presenting Liberia Heals. So, okay, guys, I am going to show you what's going on right now so that everybody kind of understands what's happening. This really isn't kind of like a class. This is more of we are presenting Liberia Heals. So, okay, guys, I am going to show you what's going on right now so that everybody kind of understands what's happening. This really isn't kind of like a class. This is more of we are. Okay. Sorry about that. I think we got that figured out now. I got a couple different things going on here. So Here. I'm gonna move the 2. All right. So let me stop the share real quickly and start this over again because I had to switch up screens. Okay. Okay. All right, let's start this little thing over again. All right, guys. So what you're seeing right now is you're seeing my news feed. What I want you to do is, if you are listening to this, if you've seen this post, or if you are starting to follow the follow this live, if you look right here on on my news feed, we have the link for Liberia Heals. I would say that I'm going to show you that page in just a second, but I would like for anybody who is watching this to click on that link and start following Liberia Heals. We're going to get a presentation today from Patu and Stephen and some different people about Liberia, and just get a lot of great information. This is going to be one of the the first of a few calls. We definitely are looking forward to the possibility of live streaming a wedding from Liberia here next month. So we're getting some information and learning a little bit about Liberia Heals and what they're all about and what they're trying to do for their country. So right here on mine, if you look right here, there's a link. So go ahead and go there. There's also a Zoom link. You don't have to go onto the Zoom link right now. We will not let you in right now because they're presenting. But as you go along, if you have some questions, write it in the comments down here, down below. Write the comments. I'll be looking at those comments. Either we'll be answering those questions later on in the presentation, just me asking the questions, or if somebody is really trying to get in. Welcome, Tanya. If people are trying to get in and ask the questions live, we might have, if we have some time, we might let some people in to see that, okay, or to come in and ask those questions so that you can be part of the presentation. But for right now, don't worry about clicking on that Zoom link. We're not going to let you in right now. Then we have right here, we are live. This is the YouTube link. If you look here, if I were to hit play, you would see that this is live on on Web Talk. I'm going to hit pause. You can copy this link and paste it to your news feed. What I'm asking people to do is on this particular post, on my post, when you comment, please comment. People are starting to comment already. But what I would like for people to do is when you do comment, make sure that you are putting in where you're from. Okay, this is kind of important because we kind of want to show this is not just Liberia showing us something. Today we're showing Liberia something, and we want to show Liberia that there are people from around the world that are going to be seeing this live, or they're going to be seeing it later on. So when you make your comments, please put in where you're from at least one time, where you're watching this from, but people are already starting to comment. Rosemarie, I'm going to show you there's the correct page. So I'm going to show you that. Okay. So that is my page. So if you guys go to my page, which is, you can type in Andrew Smith or @SmithAD33, and you'll be able to go there, see my post on my news feed. For those of you who are, new to the kind of the Web Talk kind of platform or whatever, when we have a live, people that are coming in, they're going to start posting this everywhere. They're going to post it, they're going to copy it, they're going to share it. What you can do very simply is either you can just hit the share button and just share this today, which would be I think would be the best way to do this, or you can actually copy this link and then go ahead and create your own post. But normally we tell people to create posts today to make it much easier. Just hit that share, put in your comment or whatever, share it on your news feed so it starts getting out. Okay. Now, the next thing that I want to show you guys before we get going is wait, hold on a second. I'll show you this page, which is here is the official Liberia Heals page. Okay. If we look at the timeline, we have this little timeline, so you can see this. There's some posts on there right now. What I would say is I would like for anybody that wants to go ahead and start following this page, the Liberia Heals page, so that you can get the start seeing all the things that they're going to post. Patu is going to add a lot more things as we go along. He's been holding back right now because he kind of wants to explain and introduce Liberia Heals and the whole initiative that's going on. So
and just to let you know, we're all set. Whenever you're ready, we're set. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. So so go ahead and go to this page. The link is in my post, so you can go directly to this page. Go ahead and follow this page for Liberia Heals. And then one last thing before we get started, because I do not want to waste any more of your time. Another page is this. This is the Web Talk Travel group page. Why am I showing this? Because at some point, someday, I don't want to be on a Zoom anymore talking about Liberia Heals. I want to be in Liberia watching this with my own eyes. Okay. And I think that what we need to understand is that this page, the official Web Talk IEG travel group page, is about that. We are about building a massive community. We are going to visit people everywhere around the world. And instead of just doing Zooms and learning about something from a screen, we're actually going to go there and we're going to meet people from the country and interact as well. So I have posted this particular live on the travel group because this is part of it. It isn't just about jumping on a plane and having a blast. It's also, how can we help? How can we be part of different countries? So with that being said, I would love to turn this over to Patu and let you go ahead and start explaining what you kind of are planning on doing today and the things that you're going to, talk to us about, and whatever you want me to do, just tell me. Okay.
Indeed. Definitely like to thank you so much for that, Brother Andy. I think we lost Tanya. I think she's going to be back. But thank you so much for that. And also greetings to you, Teacher Tim. I see that you're online as well. Big Steve, and the rest of the folks watching on Web Talk or wherever you may be watching this, whether it's live or in the future. I go by Brother Putu. I am actually a Liberian American artist, entertainer, advocate, among many other things. And as it relates to this program that we're doing today, I'm actually one of the original vision bearers of the Liberia Heals initiative. The Liberia Heals initiative. All right. The Liberia Heals initiative was founded in 2012 by myself, the late Vicki Ward, as well as Brother Jaws Ever Living King, who's actually in Liberia. He's not able to be on right now. And Brother Franklin Bundu. And from that time, it's grown. It came about as common, simple people who saw the need for Liberians to unite under a banner of healing and reconciliation. We had no big funding, no nothing. We were just using our personal expenses and our time, our effort, and our connections. It started from those people that I originally named. And over the years, we got great people like the legendary Big Steve of Liberia, who is an artist, a musical artist and speaker, as well as Mrs. Tanya Yaday Young, who is we're pleased to have online with us today. So that's a backdrop. That's just the tip of the iceberg. But before we move forward, one thing that has remained a staple within this organization, this movement, if you will, is that we always put God first. We recognize our Creator. We recognize that we came together from under divine inspiration. I will share a little bit more about that later. And that I will say that I will pass it on to Big Steve, who is actually the music and arts cultural ambassador for Liberia Heals, but he's also like a chaplain, very spiritual. And I will ask him to lead us in prayer as we go forward. So Big Steve, if you can unmute you, let me help you. Unmute.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you now.
Okay. Therefore, let us pray. As Pudu said, we like to recognize God first in everything we do because He's our creator. And therefore, we call upon Him as Daddy. Our Heavenly Father, Daddy, we come to you. You are our creator. You are the purpose of our lives. You are the reason why we are. We thank you for expanding and opening new doors of opportunity for us. We want you to continue, as you said, we should be strong, we should be courageous, we should not fear, we should not be dismayed, and you promise that you will be with us everywhere we go, and we trust you. You are worthy, you are worthy. We glorify your name in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much for that, Big Steve. Now, as we get to the next, we got an agenda. I'm going to go through it pretty much, try to do it straightforward. We know everybody has a lot of things to do. The motto for Liberia Heals is in obedience to our Creator. We repent, we forgive, and we receive forgiveness. And the late V. Ward, who we recognize, peace and blessings to her spirit, her soul, and as well to her family, who will be watching this as well. We definitely intend to do some things to recognize her, as she was pivotal in moving this thing forward. But in that, I would like to pass the floor on to Mrs. Tanya Yaday Greaves Young, who was a very, very, very significant addition to the Liberia Heals initiative. She is somebody who has some professional insight when it comes to the area of mental health, healing, therapy, counseling, things of that nature. And she actually has her own foundation as well called Peace Be Still. But we all got connected. She fell in love with what we were doing, and she had the similar dreams. And she's been a very great asset to us over the years. So I will pass it on to her to give some insight on the healing and mental health of the Liberian people and the importance of initiatives such as this, the Liberia Heals Initiative.
Thank you so much, Brother Putu, and thank you everybody on this platform. Thank you to our watching audience. I am Tanya Greaves Young. I am a licensed professional clinical counselor, a psychotherapist, and founder of Peace Be Still. In this capacity, I'm speaking as a member of the Liberia Heals Initiative and coming with a very important piece to the conversation on reconciliation and the importance of healing. As a people from post-conflict backgrounds, I myself personally went through both coup d'etats and our civil war, leading to me, I will guess, immigrating or relocating to the United States. Recognize the need of extensive work as far as recognizing our trauma, healing through our trauma, but with a culturally sensitive approach that is void of westernized standards and influence, things that we already have within our environment, resources that we already have within our culture that helps to perpetuate this healing When we talk about our legendary Big Steve, we talk about art through healing, healing through the arts, through music, through our traditional medicines, through our traditional practices of seeking help from our elders. And then also, we also lean onto the Western intervention therapeutic practices that, of course, someone such as myself would use in therapy. But just the combination of all of that and that perspective packages it in a way in which it's more receptible to a wider audience, and more targeted and more culturally appropriate for people from post-conflict regions. For this purpose, of course, we speaking on Liberia, but this model can be transferred to anybody in from areas of post-conflict, whether it's Cambodia, whether it's any African region, whether it's right now, I live in Minnesota, and this is pretty much like the hotbed state for civil unrest as we are in the midst of the Chauvin versus state of Minnesota trial for the unfortunate killing of George Floyd. So when we talk about trauma, there's so many layers, okay? So we're talking about coming from regions where you haven't even dealt or even spoke about your trauma. And then you're living in times that may also be traumatic, ongoing. So how do you go back and how do you address? How do you find the resources and the needs to move forward? So with that being said, that's kind of our approach, that when we're talking about reconciliation, we cannot talk about reconciliation and moving forward without talking about approaching that trauma, about healing. So the healing journey is part and parcel of reconciliation. We cannot have reconciliation devoid of healing. We cannot just forget about it, forge, move ahead, don't talk about it, act like it didn't happen. And then as you move on through your life, other situations come up that trigger you. So it has to be part and parcel on this conversation of rebuilding, reconciliation, creating a path forward. Creating a path forward, we also have to look back and see the roads in which we traveled to get to this point. So that's my little 2 cents as far as with the mental health approach and how we see this and how we have this vision for Liberia Heals. So thank you so much for letting me add to this conversation.
All right, thank you very much. I appreciate that, and thank you for kind of giving us a little bit of an explanation of what you're doing and kind of the idea of the foundation. Appreciate it. Go ahead, Patu.
I'm sorry, I didn't know, Tanya, if you had a little bit more to say. It was actually trying to reference Andy. I know if when I made that little gesture there, but I know that you have some other things to engage in, but we're gonna try to move forward just in case maybe there might be some Q&As, and you have a lot of great insight. Thank you so much for that, Tanya. On that note, one of the things that we did when we came together, V Ward and myself, we talked about the different ways that we had to approach the healing, and there's multiple ways. There was multiple ways. Ms. Tanya just spoke about how music was very important, and we had four pillars. We saw that there was a need definitely for the de-traumatization, and professional counseling, as Tanya would come in from that perspective. We also identified that music and the arts and the culture was going to be another asset as well. When in terms of reaching the masses, reaching the people, because Liberian people are very much in tune with that. And we also have a monument project which was going to serve, or which is going to serve as a unifying physical symbol of the reconciliation of the Liberian people. Just like you go to the war memorials in DC for Vietnam and the various wars that America has gone through and other countries around the world. After great trials and tribulations, there's some sort of symbol that can be, people can go and, have some kind of closure or whatever you may what have you. And we also were going to use music as well, and that's where Mr. Big Steve going to come in and tune into how music and culture has always been a part of Liberia, bringing Liberian people together, and how it relates to what we're doing now. So, Big Steve, I don't know, we might be able to see you a little bit better if there's a light, if you can put the light on so people can see. If not, it's okay. We'll we'll pass the floor on to you, Big Steve. Let's turn your mic on.
Something.
Okay.
And music is a universal medium to reaching the people, to healing, using it as a panacea to heal, to de-traumatize, to also entertain, to also disseminate a message. And as we all know, music is part of the universe. It's a universal language, as Stevie Wonder said. So we, as an artist, as an activist, as an entertainer, a songwriter, I definitely have identified with Liberia Heals, and not just because I wanted to be part of a movement, but an ideal movement that serving a unique cause, healing our country, Liberia. Liberia needs to be healed, and definitely I'm a prolific songwriter. By the way, I've written songs addressing and calling people and addressing the issue of healing and forgiving one another and coming together to unite to face the situation. So this is I would play my role as an ambassador, music ambassador, and I highly appreciate this coming together to do this, to carry on this endeavor. I thank you guys. So that's just a brief of my, or what I stand for and what I want to do.
Indeed. Thank you so much for that, Big Steve. And for those of you who don't know, Big Steve is, what we consider a legend, a living legend in Liberia. And it's because of a lot of the things that went on over the course of the last 40 years that people like him that may not know of him, but he actually, when James Brown went to Liberia, he was right on stage with James Brown, Hugh Masekela, Mama Africa, a whole lot of different people. When people we used to go to Liberia in the 70s and look for music, he was in the 80s. He was one of those people that I was on the forefront just to let you know who he is. And the reason also, the other reason why he's important and relevant to this, because there's been generational gaps too. He represents has a connection to a generation that, me and some of the other younger people who have identified with Liberia Heals may not be able to reach, in the same way that we are able to reach some of the people that he may not be able to reach right away. And it's all part of this healing that we're doing for the Liberian people and bringing people together. Our aim was and is to reach all corners, the youth, the elders, everybody in between, and also the people back home in Liberia, and as well as those in the diaspora who've been displaced as refugees, in exile, as we say. And that's why our approach to this whole initiative has been so unique. And it is a pleasure and honor to be on this platform here. We started off on Facebook, some years ago, and now with Web Talk, we can continue to expand. Brother Jaws, who is actually in Liberia right now, there's a lot of challenges when it comes to the area of, power and, all types of things right now. He's not able to be on right now. He was going to be representing for the people on the ground in Liberia, but he's certainly going to see this. And as we continue to do this more often, he and other people are going to be on board, and you all, the viewing public, will get a chance to actually see the impact. And for those of you who follow our page, they're going to see a lot more posts, and we'll be interacting with you all. If you have questions, as Mrs. Tanya Greaves Young shared, what we're doing in Liberia, I hope it's not just to keep it in Liberia. We hope to use the model to help others. Right next door, Sierra Leone was in a civil war. We're in the works of, in the process of starting a Sierra Leone Heals. America Heals. We got America is going through a lot right now. And for those of you who don't know, Liberia is a country that a lot of its foundational symbols and papers, documents were modeled after America. And that's a history that I think a lot of people don't know, that we think that a lot of people don't know. And through this endeavor, this venture, we seek to educate people and also enlighten people onto how we can deal with conflicts wherever they may be. It's not just only with Liberia, because we know people all around the world have dealt with conflicts. And on that note, I believe we have Mr. Sando online, Rasando. If you are able to put the video on for some, to give some brief remarks from somebody who actually was abroad and went down and actually got to be able to see the Liberia Heals in action. If you can offer some encouragement as we, get back to the Web Talk platform, and for Teacher Tim and Andy to take it home. So Rasando, we can try to see if we can unmute you.
Okay. Okay, good evening, everybody. And obviously, much gratitude to Teacher Tim, Teacher Andy, who has basically made this possible today, I met Teacher Tim and Teacher Andy a few months ago, and they've backed me every step of the way in everything that I've tried to do on Web Talk. So welcome you, Putu, and welcome Liberia Heals to Web Talk, because we must remember that it's Web Talk that's made all this possible. Without Web Talk, we would not be having this conversation. Without the innovative English Global, IEG group, teaching group, Worldwide Global Teaching Group, we would also not be having this conversation. So I would just like to extend gratitude to those people. I'd also like to extend gratitude to RJ, our CEO of Web Talk, for his great invention and his great work that he's done in bringing people all over the world together and providing this platform, Web Talk, which has given us these great opportunities to communicate, to educate ourselves on different parts of the world, as I've found out. And, it's going to be a great journey. I'm very happy that you're here. I'm very happy that you listen to me. I'm very happy that you're making me proud today by representing yourself. I'm very happy that we are actually doing something to change the condition of the people in Liberia, as you know, who I've been involved with for several years. And I just want to big up my wife, who's over there at the moment. Going to the dentist tomorrow. And the situation in Liberia when you go to the dentist, I just want to big her up as well, because she has been my backbone all over the years in all my travels to Liberia. So that's just a brief introduction. I think I've extended gratification to the peoples that's involved. I forgot to mention Tony Clements and Rosemary Clements. I'd also like to mention Teacher Grant, Teacher Chris, Andy Smith, all of the IEG members, the IEG travel group, Teacher Grant. I don't think I've mentioned Teacher Grant, but all of the IEG team. There's so many of them, and they're doing such a great job in bringing humanity together. In a truly democratic, the most democratic platform, and the most democratic, transparent group I've ever come across in all my years on this earth. So, all this is down to them. It's basically for you to express yourself, Putu. And obviously viewers around the world can ask you questions. I've got a few questions, but I'd just like to leave other people to come in and interact. If I've forgotten anybody's names, there's so much things to mention. Of course, we're going to mention Seth Richards. We're going to mention Seth Richards, the Andrew, who is just a brilliant young man and has transformed all of our lives in a matter of 2 weeks. And it's just so wonderful to know that all this professional help and skill is going to be available to Liberia Heals. And yes, it's going to be available to Liberia Heals, and it's just such a wonderful thing. And Seth Richards there, I just have to big him up at Hidden Money Village for all of the inspiration that he's given us over the last few weeks, and changed the whole ball game for us as human beings and as humanity and our outlook on life. So I'm really overjoyed. I'm doing something for a country that I've been involved with since 1990. Well, since I met my wife 27 years ago, and I've been there through all of the trauma, all of the turmoil, through the 3 presidents. So I'm going to come off there and just open the floor to everybody to welcome Liberia Heals to Web Talk and the Hidden Village, group, Hidden Money Village group, and the newly formed IEG LLC group, which is operating all over the world.
All right, Ross. Hey, Rosando, briefly, I mean, some people were asking, thank you so much for that. Great, thank you so much for that. And for those of you know, from Jamaica to the UK, to Ghana, to Nigeria, Liberia, that's, if we give you the floor to talk about your travels and your background, we'll definitely be here for a while though, but for some people who are just curious into where you are from. But you will get to know, to those of you, you'll get to know Brother Sando. He's actually the one who made the connection for us to reach out to Teacher Andy and Teacher Tim and the Web Talk family. So we thank you for that, Brother Sando. You've been in Liberia for years. You went to Liberia at a time where, many people were trying to leave. And so you've seen it, the importance. But before we get back to Andy right quick, one of our Mrs. Young she actually has an engagement. I didn't know if she wanted to say 1 or 2 words before she made a move. I'm sorry to put her on the spot, or maybe she can just say greetings, but I didn't know if she wanted to give 1 or 2 words real quick. But then after that we can continue on.
Okay. Yes, I'm driving, so I'm sorry. I have to be mindful. But however, as far as some closing words with this, I would say there's so much work to be done and there's space for all of us. When we talk about healing and reconciliation, yes, it's for Liberia Heals, but it's a humanity project. It's a project that touches us all. Because we are all definitely of the mindset that what ills or bother one person in society ills and bothers us all. So with that being said, just have a rally cry for all interested parties who want to join the Liberia Heals movement initiative, all hands on deck, all boots on ground. This we speak about healing and we speak about reconciliation. We have just to think about all of us together. This is all hands on deck. So that's my little parting words to our conversation. Thank you so much, Brother Putu.
Yeah, thank you so much, you, Sister Tanya, so much for your words and your continuous efforts in this sojourn. And so as she also reminded us, this thing that we're doing, it just so happened is for Liberia, but is to reach, we intend to reach the world. I mean, we have people who were child soldiers that we've worked with to become peace ambassadors who made it their commitment to want to travel the world and reach people who are dealing with violence, kid, violence, and peace efforts, all of that. And we know that on Web Talk, we can reach a lot of people through that. So to the Liberian people who are watching this, we're going to continue jumping on this platform here, and in our efforts to connect with the outside world, and grow as a family. And on that note, I will pass it on to Teacher Andy to kind of, for any feedback and also just kind of a rundown on the Web Talk platform, what it is, and how we look forward to working together. So I'll pass it to you, Teacher Andy.
Okay, thank you. Jaws, if you do come on and your audio is working or whatever, just feel free to interrupt. I see that he's trying to get on. He's trying to get connected. But okay. if he does, I will stop. Thank you guys so much for coming on today and giving us a little bit of information. I think that people need to
I think that is Joss.
I think so. Actually, let's see if we can get him. We can get him on if
real quick.
Jaws, can you hear us?
Jaws, you're online. Can you hear us?
I think he's still trying to get it all set up. So I'm just gonna mute him for just a second. Yeah, I think it's still trying to connect. We can just hear it, but it doesn't sound like it's working.
Okay.
Let me, I don't want to get into big, massive promotional. What's that?
Nobody say anything.
Oh, okay. I don't want to get into, a big, massive promotional kind of thing here, but very quickly for the people that are listening from Liberia, the people that are going to watch this and see what we're doing. I'm not going to explain everything that we're doing right now because that would take way too long, and we will set up a time, to do a little bit more of the kind of emotional side of what's going on in Web Talk. But what I want the Liberian people to hear is that, we as IEG are a group of learners and educators and students that are connected worldwide. We have probably about 75, 80 countries that are represented. This platform is something that we chose a few years back because we realized just how powerful this platform can be. Everybody who uses Web Talk will generate revenue using it. There are there's a couple different ways for people to be able to earn revenue and kind of create things within a platform that they might not be able to in other platforms. What that is very simple. Is if you join Web Talk, and you can join it, you can start. You can actually start learning or posting and doing things and generate revenue right away. There are upgrades; those are things that we could talk about later. But understand that it can be used for free like any other social media platform. Now, the other part of it is that we also have teachers that are coming in, and they are hold on one second. We have teachers that are coming in that are giving information to everyone, to the entire world. And these different classes and things, especially, I know Sando just mentioned Seth Richards. He has come in and he's brought this whole new aspect to this program where we are being taught how to make money and how to create businesses and how to create our brands and build a much bigger presence, especially on Web Talk itself, but just overall. And this is going to be an opportunity for a lot of people to generate revenue and to be able to start, rebuilding. And I think for this particular platform of Liberia Heals, this is a very important message. We have a way now to start generating revenue for anybody and everybody, and not just Web Talk, but through other things as well. And it's just expanding and growing so quickly, and it's very exciting. So Patsu, I know that we've talked a little bit, but we haven't talked very much about what's going on with the Hidden Money Village class, but you might have talked to Sando about it. But it's really coming along, and things are getting going, and we are able to show more ways than one to help people generate revenue, and kind of start helping, being able to donate and pay it forward to the Liberia Heals and everything that's involved with that. Now, Jaws, I know I can see your video a little bit, and I kind of hear you going on and off. Whenever you are able to speak, please just jump in and say you want to talk. We are just kind of waiting for you to get on and say what you need to say. Jaws is actually in Liberia. So if he can get on and speak with us, that would be incredible. I think he's probably having some technical difficulties, which is fine, but I think it looks like he might be actually able to hear us. Just turn on the light and stuff, so we might be able to hear him. So Jaws, if you can hear us and you want to unmute and talk, that'd be awesome. So for what we're talking about, let me share the screen very quickly. I'm going to show you real quickly just on my platform, what it looks like, what the platform looks like. It looks a lot like any other platform that you have. We have our posts, we have our live going on right now, which is actually really cool because we started this live, and now you can already look at all the shares and the views and the comments and people interacting with this. As the day progresses and into the night, everybody else on the other side of the world is going to start waking up, and they're going to watch this and probably comment and maybe ask some questions. I don't see a lot of questions right now. I think a lot of people are just listening and taking it all in, which is awesome, because we're learning something today. We're learning about another country. We're learning about people that need help and the things that they're doing. So this is really exciting as far as being able to connect the world together and the countries together. So we have a platform here that is very simple as far as, like, there's a timeline, there's your about information, your photos, videos, you can make your posts. What I would like to just briefly talk about and show you is not really, I'm not going to get into it too much because like I said, this is more about Liberia Heals than trying to, show you everything about Web Talk. But if you look here, no other platform has this. And what this is a back office. You are able to earn revenue on this platform as soon as you start. As soon as you start getting involved and start commenting and posting and doing what you do on any other social media platform. The difference is, if I want to post on Facebook, I can post and have 1,000 people tell me how special I am, and nothing happens to me other than I feel good about myself, which is great. That's part of life, is getting those likes and whatever. But when you make a post in Web Talk, all those same comments, all those same newsfeed ad impressions are generating revenue. And so as a country, come together, form a group, start interacting with each other, not just a country, but people who are living in the United States that are part of Liberia, people that are, around the world that want to support this. Everybody can come together and start working together in a mass kind of way and start really generating something that is going to help every single person. And what's beautiful about this is it's going to help one person. It's going to help every single person, because every single person can generate revenue and help build their lives back. We know that Liberia has been in war torn for Patsu 14 years, is what I think you've said. 14 years that they've been going through strife. So this is not something that is this is a very serious matter, and people are struggling right now, and people need help, and we want to be there to help them. We want to be there to show you guys how there is a way to start start healing and start reviving your country, and we are here for that in any way possible. And so this is a very exciting time, because this is a very exciting time because what we have is a platform, plus we have other things that we can show you and ways to improve your life, ways to learn job skills. There are skills, digital skills that we can teach you guys that can help you support yourself in many different ways. It's not just a social media site. It's more than that. It's a group of learners from around the world that want to get more and learn more and be more educated. And it's very exciting right now where we're at. And I cannot wait to kind of showcase a little bit more of what we have, but that will be at a different time. If you're wanting to look at what's going on, myself, Tim, our news feeds are full of what's going on. And one thing that I really appreciated about what Sando said was, we are transparent. We make videos. We show you exactly what's going on. There is no tricks. There is no gadgets. There's no, nothing is left up to the imagination. If you watch the videos, if you see what we're talking about, we put everything out in front of the world so that they can see exactly what we're doing and what we're accomplishing with people from around the world, and just the amazing interaction that's going on with the world. And just a quick shout out to your fellow countrymen. There's another country in Africa, Zambia, that is just rising right now, just immensely. I believe Nigeria is coming on and being part of our platform and our group, and so people are starting to really see what we've got going on here, and it's very exciting to me to see what's going to happen. And I thank all of you for coming and asking us to be that catalyst to help you guys increase in your revenue, increase in the healing process, and I very much appreciate that, and I respect that a lot. That puts a lot of pressure on my shoulders, and I'm okay with that. When someone comes to me and comes to our group and says, "Hey, we see what you guys are doing, and we need help, and we need something from you to help us," and what we can show everyone is pretty incredible. And I really, really appreciate that you guys are coming to us and asking us what we can do to help, and we will be there to help you with whatever you need. Okay, so with that being said, I don't want to get too much into the whole web talk part, because I really want to hear more about the the Liberia part. Let's see, is Jaws, can you hear us? Let's see if we can get him to get in here and talk to us a little bit. Jaws has probably some important information that we might want to hear. I know I want to hear some things from him, but I don't know if he can.
If I don't know, Jaws, if you see the thing on the bottom, that's for audio. Unmute on the bottom screen. On the bottom screen there. I'm gonna do one more thing. Try to unmute. It's asking to unmute.
Yeah, I've been clicking on it to ask it, but I don't think he's
okay. I don't know, but
I think he's having some issues.
Yeah, he's having some issues. So it's all good. This is like we're gonna this happens. Some we I've always been using Zoom. We've been using in this platform, and these are the challenges that day to day people go through in Liberia, even down to having data enough to be and stay on the line. That's very expensive. In the States here, we might have a plan. You pay one fee for the whole month. You're good. You have unlimited data. But now, over there, you have every minute is you're paying. So these are the challenges when we talk about. So the infrastructure challenges have been a very big thing that we have to deal with. And our whole goal with the Liberia Heals is to bring the people together, because we all have ideas. See, what we're doing here right now, reaching you guys and the other people who are watching here, is like, without this platform bringing us together, we're all isolated from each other and, doing whatever we're doing. Okay, it's network issue. That's what's going on over there. Like, he just texted me, and that's an issue right there. It's like Liberia's network is where maybe America was early 2000, and so sometimes when we're trying to make these type of connections, it's not always, as easy unless you have money. So, so by us being able to connect and, find ways to get more revenue, we can upgrade our equipment, we can upgrade our resources, our tools to be able, so that we can be able to get everybody on board. We want the people in the villages to be able to be on Web Talk, as well as people in the city and around the world. And so those of you who are watching, the Liberians, sometimes it's difficult for us to come on one accord, to use our ingenuity, our creativity, to solve problems. And that's why we have Liberia Heals, so that we can be able to find a better way to deal with our problems and our differences, and know that at this time right now, Liberians have been spread all around the world, been exposed to different things. And how can we now use the different knowledge and things that we've learned from abroad and connect it with the great ingenuity that's also on the ground as well too? Because we don't want to say that there are not things that those who are abroad or outside of Liberia cannot learn from Liberia. And Liberians have a rich culture, a rich cultural heritage, as Mr. Big Steve always talks about, and that needs to be highlighted as well. There's a lot of knowledge, ancient history that Liberia has to offer the world, and I think the Web Talk family will love to get to know that aspect of Liberia as well. So we definitely are so thankful to you, Teacher Andy, Teacher Tim, Teacher Sando, and everybody for having us on board. And Charles, if you can, I think you're on again. Do you want to try one more time or you want me to just continue, and or want us to just continue? You want to try one more time? All you have to do is just press to unmute the thing. It'll be good to have and you see Jaws, Brother Jaws there, King Jaws, along with Queen Christina. Can you say something, Jaws? I think we're hearing you. I think we are unmuted now. Can you just say something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear me first of all?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. First off, I'd like to thank those who are on the platform, who are representing, in my absence. Unfortunately, the network down here, didn't permit me to participate as much as I would have loved to. But nonetheless, with this little bit of time that we have, we can introduce ourselves formally to the platform.
Yes, please do.
To the platform, I'm Jaws Ever-Living King. And I'm alongside, my better half. She goes by the name of Christina, Ever-Living. And what's interesting is we're, getting ready for a coronation. And it's an exciting thing. And it's something that we want
the world to see. We want to be able to share with the world. And just to get a taste of, African, specifically, Liberian culture, how, things is doing out here. Pudu must have also explained the platform that we have built over the years called Liberia Heals. And with Liberia Heals, since we started it, we have gathered along some like-minded individuals who have been an asset to the organization. Just to name a few, I think I've seen some of them on the platform, like Big Brother Big Steve, our big brother, our music.
Looks like they might have
the network.
The network. What I would like to say is that if you didn't hear it, they want to show the coronation to the world. I am pretty excited about this, to tell you the truth. We are going to try as hard as we can to stream, to show their wedding to the world. And that is something that they have discussed and talked about, that they would like to do to show show the world what a wedding looks like in Liberia. So that would be very cool.
And just for the added information on that, it's actually going to be on May 8th at the Crown Hotel located in Monrovia, Liberia. Crown Hotel is interesting. It's a royal affair. And we want to, showcase that royal aspect of, African culture. And, in the way that, we all have, as human beings, our philosophies is that we all have our the ability to be upstanding men and women, kings and queens. And as it relates to Liberia Heals, a web talk is, Jaws, he migrated to I'll have to share a little bit, for him. That's my brother, same mother, same father. He migrated to the States in 1989, right around the time the war was getting hot, as a nine years old. He grew up in the States, and he migrated. He went back to Liberia in 2010, for this very reason, he became stricken with a purpose. Me and him, along our time in America, growing up and seeing the effect Liberia or the war had on our family, friends, relatives, and we saw the urgent need to do something. We started off with music, but music was not really enough. We felt that it had to go a step further, and eventually the time came where, he relocated, and he's been in Liberia since 2010. 11 years, gone through the Ebola crisis, and met a lot of challenges along the way, because money has always been an issue, but with the strength and with the spirit of God leading us, we have been able to continue to move forward. I've been, back and forth. I've had to maintain my footing in the diaspora to connect with the diaspora along with this movement. When Facebook came along, we used Facebook to push it forward. And now Web Talk is here. And I think that Web Talk can be the next evolution. It's so interesting, Mrs. Vicki Ward, we actually connected on Facebook. Because when Facebook started getting exposed to the Liberian people after the war ended in 2005, and there was a election, and there was the first woman president of Africa. Her name was Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Some of you guys may know. So it was a democratic election held, and people were trying to come together, but it was the war was devastating, and it's not something you just, everything back to normal. You had families who were torn apart, friends, everything. So in that time period when Facebook started coming about and people started reconnecting, it was the animosity, the frustration, the hurt was very much vivid. You could see it in the interactions on Facebook, people cussing each other out. This person, you killed this person, my mother, my father. There was a lot of that, pain and frustration and angst that you could see vividly on Facebook. I would, often try to get in between some of the interactions. And that's how Mrs. V. Ward, the late V. Ward, actually connected. She was somebody who, in certain exchanges, she would come in and try to be like a peacemaker. And we ended up pulling each other to the side virtually on Facebook, going in the inbox and saying, hey, I really acknowledge the way that you're trying to bring peace amongst our people on Facebook and everything. And by the way, we always wanted to do something about it, more. And she said, you know what, that's true. I always had the idea as well to do something about, reconciling our people. These are the conversations that me and V. Ward had in like 2010, 2011. And over the course of time, by 2012, we were like, all right, we formulated the whole Liberia Heals initiative. And the Liberia Heals initiative was born through Facebook. And we did a lot of work even without even meeting each other, and we met each other. We decided that on August 24th, 2012, it was, that's actually the year my mother passed away too, and we were burying her in Liberia. And I went back home. Charles was there, and we met V. Ward in Liberia. And we started off pushing this, going into the streets, identifying with the common people of all walks of life. Big Steve, saw what we're doing. He joined on board. Tanya Greaves, and there's a host of other people who are not on with us right now who identified and everything. Next thing you know, 2014, Ebola hit, and it was devastating once again. And we almost thought Liberia was going to be off the map. Some of you guys can remember the Ebola crisis of 2014, 15, 16 was the pandemic before Corona. We dealt with that, but we overcame it. And we've had struggles along the way, and, meeting people like you all along the way who've come and helped in different ways. Some people contributed monetarily. Some people lent their connections, ideas. And, at the end of this year, last year, 2020, we were preparing to come back strong, 2021. And then, V. Ward passed away, unfortunately, in December. She would definitely have been on this conversation. But since that time, December, and now here we are, Web Talk, so like something has come about, in that space, though we've lost somebody who played a very significant role in bringing us far. We think that with connecting with you guys, you're going to be able to help us carry that burden, as well as we can be able to be a benefit to the Web Talk platform as well. And, we just want to, again, thank you guys for giving us the opportunity to share our story and what we're trying to do here. I don't know if Big Steve has some words. I see Jaws is back, but I know that the network issue is trying, but we're going to be working on that. And we hope that things are great for the wedding. Even if it's not live stream, maybe we'll get video and share it with you guys on Web Talk. But Big Steve, I didn't know if you wanted to buttress anything or whoever. We're just, happy to be a part of it and looking to see how we can help Liberia and help humanity.
It kind of looks like everybody's having some technical difficulties, which is absolutely fine. I think that it's a perfect place to end it with those great remarks, and kind of giving us a little bit of the history of it, and talking a little bit about where you're headed and what you're wanting to do, and a little bit of the things that have been happening in this whole process. And we're very excited to be part of this process and continue this evolution that you speak of. So, Tim, with that, I don't know if you want to say anything, but I think that if you're okay, if you're good, I think we can end this, and we'll start, making sure that people kind of see where what the next thing is that we will be kind of doing with Liberia. So, Tim, you have something to say?
I do, actually, and I want to say to Putu and the Liberian Heals community with your brother and Stephen and Teacher Sando. Putu, when you were talking about someone by the name of Vicki Ward, can you just share what happened to say that we have to say goodbye to this human being? What happened to Vicki Ward?
Oh, well, V Ward, she was sick got sick last year. I mean, I don't want to, out of respect for the family and everything, she perished last year. Last year the healthcare sector was, very much kind of messed up dealing with the pandemic, and some of the care that she may have been able to get during that time period was affected and, played a role in, her, passing away in December. And she passed away in the States. It was she was in Texas at that time. So it was a combination of, she got ill and she was not able to get some of the great care that she could have otherwise gotten. But again, once again, like, some of her family members are not on here, and I wouldn't want to, step over that.
Yes. And thank you, Putu, for just sharing that, because we are also with Innovative Education Global, IEG. We are bringing to the world true wellness, education, and understanding about how to take care of our human bodies correctly as we move forward.
Holistically.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And so that's why I just asked, and I just wanted to hear, because you spoke so highly of this human being and how we're all together because of someone who, with Facebook saw you, as the peacemaker, getting in between, righteously what everybody was so on both sides with their emotions. And thank you, Putu, for sharing the history and your walk and journey and bringing everybody here on a live stream through Web Talk. So with that said, I'm just personally honored to be a part of this, and all the support that you need and ask for, and the partnerships to expand, especially the revenue needed to build infrastructure in Liberia, and as we extend into Sierra Leone, we met them as well in these live broadcasts. They shared the same. So we're here, we're ready, and we're expanding for you, Putu.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for that, Teacher Tim. And I appreciate you bringing up the whole wellness aspect, because the healthcare situation in general, that's very important. For me, I'm just like a bridge, to connect. We often, like with Liberia Heals, we, the way that we've kind of evolved is, people just get involved as they see fit. Is, we don't like to, this person is the chairman, president, or this person. We all contribute as we are able to. And that's how we have, done our thing over the years. And we look forward to, for those of you fellow Liberians out there who've heard of Liberia Heals over the years, maybe we've even worked together across paths. We're still here, we're still alive and pushing. And this is a very important time right now. The world has changed significantly over the last year. And we see that this is this is a perfect time to kind of rebirth, Liberia Heals, rebirth Liberia, turn a new page. And, we're connecting here with the good people on Web Talk, who are offering up their platform, to help assist. This is something that could create jobs,
Yes.
create income and all of those type of things. So that's what, Liberia and other countries need. America needs jobs, people are not moving around like they used to. So this is what it is. And we just want to thank you guys for having us on here. We thank the Almighty for making it all possible. Thank Big Steve, thank Tanya, thank our brother Sando, who's on. And everybody who's watching, the Web Talk family who watching, those of you who may not know your names right now, maybe you want to put a comment, I can't read them right now, or a question, you'll join the Liberia Heals page, we'll follow back, we'll interact. We're eager to connect with you. There's a lot of significant things that are going to be happening over the next corporate of several months. And we're looking forward to us working together. And thank you very much again, Andy. We've had a lot of numerous talk over the last few weeks, very instrumental in putting this together, and we hope that this conference has been worthy of your time, and you have a better picture of what it is that we're trying to do.
Yes, thank you very much, and I do appreciate the kind words. That's what we're here for. We're here to help. We're here to build a community, and we're here to educate the world. And this is just one of those things that's part of it. So with that being said, thank you guys for your time. Thank you for coming in, and make sure that you follow Liberia Heals, and we will definitely see more things coming from Liberia and from other countries. But this is a great way to start this off. The first day that I get to sit outside and enjoy the porch again. So it's nice to be outside and to be able to be part of this. And we're gonna do what we can and to help you guys every step of the way that we can. And very exciting. It's an exciting time for what's going on in Web Talk and what's going on in IG because of all the things that are happening. So everybody keep posted, keep checking out the news feeds, make sure that you follow Liberia Heals. And I'm going to end this now. And, we'll be looking forward to, how we can showcase a wedding in a few weeks. So that'd be pretty awesome. So thank you guys for coming in, and thank you everybody for being part of this. And we will talk to you all later.
Yeah. Hey, Teacher Andy, before we end, and Putu, we'll talk very soon, man. We'll talk soon. Please, I want to have a reflection. You can stop this YouTube live.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have the beautiful recording and we have it saved for the world to see at other points. And then I'm going to start another one up because I want to bring in IEG Zambia.
Yeah.
They're building jobs in Zambia.